Yeah, like I was saying, because I'm not bugging out about that shit. That nigga Birdman, or Baby, whatever the fuck he calls himself in Cash Money, he's the devil for Jamaica. I know that for sure. Because I was arrested with him in 1990 in Mid-Hudson. I remember how it all happened. See, we used to have to go to the yard every day. Mandatory. So we all went out there, right? And Birdman was the type of one, because he was the youngest one of the bunch. You know what I mean? I'm older than him. He was the youngest nigga in the bunch. He had to be like 19, 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? And it was snowing, and we was outside in the yard. And, you know, back then, there was nothing really to entertain us like how we got it now. That's why I'm like, these kids don't know how good they got it. Alright, so 1990 or whatever, we ain't had nothing. So we was sitting on the bench, cutting mama jokes. That's the type of shit we used to do in the 90s. So we cutting mama jokes on each other. Me and my niggas I was fucking with. I wasn't fucking with Birdman because he was too fucking young to be fucking with. You know what I mean? He was the type of one that always crying about shit. So he wanted to join the squad with us talking about mama jokes. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, like, yo, B, you too young for this shit, my nigga. You can't handle the type of mama jokes we be cutting. Because you cry too much. You a big baby. So Birdman growing up was the type of one who really looked up to somebody like me. So I told him, like, all right, B, you want to join us? So I started cutting ass on his mama. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, your mama's so fat. When she stepped on the scale, that shit said to be continued. Alright? And then he started getting mad. Yo, we was all laughing at that shit. I'm like, yo, your mama got one leg. She ain't never gonna hop the train. Dead ass, B. Your mama got one arm. When she in church, she clapping on the back of her neck like this. For real, B. I was cutting ass on that nigga hard. And like I said, it was snowing. So he started crying, B. And he started crying like after the fact that me and my homies, my Hoover niggas, wasn't paying him no mind no more. So when we looked back for a second, we looked at him. Yo, I swear to God, my nigga, the whole snow around him was full of blood. You know what I'm saying? Like he was crying, blood tears out his eyes. And that shit went all around the snow. Around him though. And when I peeped that shit, I'm like, yo, what type of crazy shit is this? You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker turned around. He grew horns on his fucking head. And he came running after me. And he charged me on my stomach. And reopened my stitch after I just had it healed from killing that lion. So I started spinning this nigga around by his horns. And I threw his dumb ass to the fucking goddamn basketball hoop. And I started punching that nigga dead in his fucking face. And then these motherfuckers got me off of him. Because, you know, I was like big and stocky. So they was telling me he's too small, he's a little kid. I'm like, you're a little kid. My nigga, do you see what the fuck he just did to my stomach? You telling me he a little fucking kid. Leave him alone. Yeah, all right, motherfucker. That nigga's the devil. He's Diablo. He dead ass grew horns on his head. I'm telling you, then I told my mother he's Jamaican, so he gotta be the devil for Jamaica. Governor Lamont signed that measure that will temporarily suspend the state's gas tax. My mother turned around and took an injection, and she came flying out the window. But the injection she gave herself, that shit made her grow wings on her back. Beginning April 10th. Governor Lamont also signed a bill. My mother don't like Jamaica because them bitches raped me in 1965 when I was 9 years old. They four-pointed me in the bed and they raped my ass, took turns on me. And they damn sure gave me HIV because of that shit. Dirty ass bitches. My mother turned around and dead ass started a war with Jamaica. Because she, at that moment, was the queen of Puerto Rico. The only reason why Crystal Ramirez Lapierre was the queen of Puerto Rico was because my mother, me and Crystal Ramirez Lapierre went with Liz, born in Cayenne, Carmel to Co-op City. I had to see my mother and Mia. And my mother turned around and told Crystal, like, yo, bitch, I want you to take the throne until I recover. That's exactly what my mother told Crystal. Because she was the only bitch that kept me stable and the only Puerto Rican bitch who was just like my mother. Don't like black people and hate Jamaica. I straight up. And she was having my baby. And she was engaged by me. Okay? So, no matter what it took, my nigga, my mother told Crystal to take over her throne until she recovered. And at the time of her recovering, she died. So, Crystal took over and that bitch went hard. But it's like, it's crazy because Crystal went hard. But when she went hard for my mother, a couple of months later, she died. Crystal died. That's when I realized, like, yo, this shit ain't meant for me, yo. Relationships ain't meant for me. Alright, but Birdman is the devil. He know he the fucking devil. You could look at that nigga and have a conversation with him like somebody like Nicki Minaj, cause I know you fuck with money. You know what I mean? He'll tell you that story. He'll tell you that story. He had no control of that shit, what happened to him in 1990 or maybe 1991. He remember though. That's how I know he knows he the devil. That nigga ain't stupid. Birdman a grown fucking man now, and he ain't gonna forget what happened to him so long ago. And I'm telling you, he was no more than 20 years old when that happened. He had to be like 18, 19, maybe 20. I don't know exactly how old he is now, but I know when that happened, I was already 34. I know that for sure. I was 34 years old. Okay? Birdman was already like 18, 19, maybe 20. No more than 20 years old. He was a young one. He was one of the youngest ones in prison with us. Labeled with a dope charge. Because I think he did a murder. He killed somebody or something like that. Little badass juvenile delinquents. I'm not bugging the fuck out. But I'm gonna tell you straight like this. Birdman not big homie. Fuck out of here, B. How he big homie? Because he the devil? No, fuck out of here. I'm big homie. That nigga Birdman powerful, nigga. Fuck you talking about? I'm non-trade gangster. Non-trade gangster is one of the original sets in the family of the MOP. Non-trade gangsters came out first. That's one of the first documentations of the history in the family of the sets. What you read? You know what I mean? I'm not playing the fuck around. I've been non-trade gangster all my life. Like, you gotta understand, I started as Hoover. When Birdman became the devil in 1990 in December or maybe January of 91, I was Hoover because Bloods wasn't invented yet. Blood started in 92. I became Blood in 92. Like, fuck out of here, nigga. I was Jackie in 5'9" Brim. And then in 1996, there was an altercation with the Latin Kings and the Bloods and Pelham Parkway because Crystal Ramirez Lapierre was Latin Queen and her dragon wasn't there to back her. So the Latin King slapped her in Co-op City and I got mad about that shit and I popped on money and I popped my Latin King beads, my gold and black beads. When I dropped money on the floor, I popped my fucking beads on his body. And I went on the other side of the track of the field, right in front of the gymnasium and the swimming pool, Pelham Parkway, and I joined the Bloods. I shot the old 31 with these fucking niggas, and I became non-trade gangster with my homie Elmo. And I'm not bugging the fuck out. I know exactly what I'm talking about. You're not gonna tell me my life is a made up, make-believe story. When I got the marks to prove it, nigga, who the fuck is you, B? Don't disrespect my gangster. I'm warning you. Don't disrespect my gangster. Okay, Birdman is not the big homie. He got status, yes, but he's not big homie. It's different than saying you big homie and you a homie. Birdman came in the game in 1998 as MOB. I was in the game once the books was first started because the devil Hellboy himself handed me the blood book and told me specifically face to face that it's my obligation to make sure everybody that becomes blood, do I write them in the book. And if I don't get the green light to know who came home and who didn't come home, they are not blood. And you got the right to kill them for force claim. That's exactly what the devil told me, Hellboy. He told me it's my job and predicament and position to write everybody that comes in the blood book. I was the first man to ever be written in the blood book. You're not telling me I'm bugging the fuck out when I got the blood book in my cemetery and there's not one blood soldier in the world that can say they got the original blood book in their custody. They may have a copy, but they don't got the original book of it in their custody. I had that shit. Okay, I'm not bugging the fuck out. So all y'all niggas saying you big homie, you better watch your fucking mouth. You niggas don't got higher status than me, because you can't meet the devil face to face for yourself to believe he actually exists. All you need to know is he's in my cemetery and he ain't on no bullshit, because I'm the devil's sperm seed. Okay, the devil busted a nut and Hellboy busted a nut in King Zeus' mouth and Mighty Zeus' mouth. Mighty Zeus spit it in God's mouth, and that's how I was reincarnated. Okay, so those who think they know what the fuck they talking about, they better watch their mouth, because they don't. Okay, my life is an episode. My wife, she be chilling though. Just like rats, they wouldn't know how much edit flow. You niggas don't know me. So if you don't know me, stop talking about me, because this is why we in the gangster party as it is already. You motherfuckers talking about my life like you know what the fuck you talking about when you ain't even know for being a part of my life. That's why I'm telling you face to face recording me. Watch your fucking mouth, B. Because you dead don't know what you talking about. Alright, my family ain't somebody playing for me. And they coming back by Easter. I got a strong vibe. Okay, it's not a fucking game, nigga. Y'all motherfuckers about to get murdered. So Birdman, I'm telling you, nigga, get your game ready. You know you Pavu. Pavu's UBN, nigga, United Blood Nation. You better get with the gang, nigga. You better know how it is. Who you got in your clique, B? Cause they about to tag up with my non-trade gangsters and the 5'9" brims and the fucking G-Shines. Like these niggas is UBN. Rough Riders, like these niggas is UBN, nigga. It's not just non-trade gangsters who's UBN on their nation in the bloodshed. Niggas don't know who's NYB, who's UBN. Like, niggas need to know what they reppin', nigga. A lot of niggas out here force claiming. And that's why with the devil's permission, a lot of niggas is gonna get murdered. This blood shit ain't something you play with. But Nicki Minaj, you can go to Birdman yourself and ask that nigga, is my story the facts? I'm 100% sure that nigga's gonna agree. But you gotta ask yourself how I know he was a